Hi, everybody. I think we are live. So let me exit here. Hi, everybody. There we go. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Welcome to my Friday night Stamp and Sip. Um, I am Michelle Solis from This Must Be Ink, and I am here tonight from Seekonk, Massachusetts. And I was going to preview for you one of the new stamp sets that's in the new annual catalog. And the stamp set is called Seaside Wishes. So if you haven't joined me before, welcome. If you have, thanks for coming back and watching. This is one of my favorite sets in the new catalog. Um, I'm pretty partial to anything nature, but really partial to things that are seaside because after living in Florida for 30 years and traveling to one of my favorite places every year, Sanibel Island, um, I'm a big seashell collector and I love the beach. So this was one of my favorites that I saw in the new catalog. Okay, so let me show you. Nope, that's not the right way. Here we go. There we go. Okay, so before we get started tonight, I am drinking Sutter Home Moscato. So cheers, everybody. Take a sip of whatever you brought tonight, and we'll get started. Cheers. Okay, so this is the card that I created with the Seaside Wishes stamp set. This stamp set has a coordinating hybrid embossing folder and dies. And, and tonight I'm going to show you how all of those things work together. So this is the card that we're going to recreate tonight, although I'm going to do it in a little bit, well, actually, mostly the same color, but I'm going to change the color of the seaweed here, which I thought was a little dark. Okay, so that's the card we're going to create. This is the Seaside Wishes stamp set. You can see that it comes with some really nice sentiment. You absolutely made my day. Your friendship is the best gift. Love you. And sometimes the simple things mean the most. I love that. And then the images here, you get some sand dollars, some sea stars, the little dots, which I love for little background fill-ins. These, which I think are like little stones on the beach. Yeah, so those are the images that you'll get in that set. So this coordinates with what's called a hybrid embossing folder, and it cuts out these three sand dollars. Sorry. So you can see in the set, you have a stamp for 2 sand dollars. But in the hybrid embossing folder, you get 3 different size sand dollars. Okay, so the hybrid, it's called a hybrid embossing folder because it has a set of dies that go with it and that work with the folder. So the Seaside Wishes dies is gonna have this piece that's gonna cut out your sand dollars, but it also has these other pieces. This one cuts out this, I think these are called white finger um, sea stars. So you've got a large one and then a little one. I lost my little one. There we go. So you've got a large one and a little one that this will cut out. And then you've got these images, these dies here that cut out your seaweed pieces. And then you get these 2 pieces. Now, I have no idea what these are. I have never seen anything like this on the beach in Florida. Because it's the same shape as the sand dollar, I think it's kind of meant to be just an accent piece or like the skeleton of a sand dollar, but that wouldn't actually exist in nature. Because when sand dollars break down, they're going to just disintegrate. But whatever this is, I'm completely obsessed with it, and I absolutely love the look of this on my card. So I have used this quite a bit, and I'm going to find everything I can to use this on because I love this piece. Okay, so those are the dies. All right, so the way that this works is that this die that cuts out your sand dollars will fit into your embossing folder so that you can emboss and die cut at the same time. So how do you know how this fits in here? Well, you have two sides, obviously, of your folder. If you put the dies on this side, they will not fit because you've got three different size. I don't know if you can see them here. Let me get this underneath. Maybe put the catalog underneath. No, that makes it worse. Okay, well, anyways, you have three different sizes, large, medium, small. If you put this on this side, it does not line up properly. So that's how you'll know which side to put it on. The cutting edge of it needs to face up, so it's going to fit into your folder just like this, and it will line up to a point where it'll kind of lock itself in there and it won't move around. Of course, it's making me look like a liar. Here we go. So it'll lock itself in there and it will not move around. And that's how you'll know that it's in there properly. Okay, so I had the catalog so I could show this to you in the catalog. Let's go back 1 sec. Let me just quickly show this to you. Okay, so in your new catalog, you're going to find this bundle in the bundle section. What you're going to do is go to the section that says Create Your Way, which actually starts on page 32, Creativity Your Way. And so in this section, you're going to see all the suites that are offered. And then right after the suites, you'll come to page 57 and it'll be the bundles. It says perfectly precise, and these are all the bundles that they offer. And some of these are stamp sets that are bundled with dies or masks. Some of these are stamp set that will coordinate with a dies or a punch. Okay, and this one is on page 73, I believe, 73. It's called the Seaside Wishes bundle. So you get all of this together at an amazing price of $47.50, which that was one of the selling points for me as well, because it's under $50 for all three of these pieces to create all of these cards. Okay, so that's where you'll find that in the new catalog. Okay, so now where were we? All right, we were on this. I'm going to bring in my embossing machine just so you can see this in action. All right, bring this in. I'm going to go up here so that we're not quite so. Hey, Joanne. Hi, Debbie. Okay, so we're going to use this embossing folder real quick. So what I'm going to show you first is just the embossing folder. So to use that, I'm going to take my piece of cardstock. This is the new color Basic Beige. And I'm going to line this up. There's a black line on the front of the folder, and you can line your cardstock up along that line so you know that it's straight. And then you also want to look here and here. Sorry, there's a glare there. You want to look on either side to make sure that you have room on either side so that you're getting all of these sand dollars in there. All right, then you're going to put it down and you're going to just run it through your machine. Of course, I've got this backwards, so how did I think I was going to? There we go. All right, let's run it through. Sorry, I know it's shaking everything. Shaking my wine over there. Hopefully that doesn't fall over. Okay, so when that goes through, just with the embossing folder, what you're going to get is this piece. And this is a beautiful, just embossed background with the 3 sand dollars. And then you've got a little bit of like what looks like sand around the edges. Can you see that? Here we go. We'll get a little closer. So that makes a beautiful background just by itself. And I do have a card showing that. Okay, so that's using it by itself. Then if we do it again, we can put our dies in here, line them up so that they lock in. You can feel that they won't move around. Get another piece of cardstock. I just want to make sure that I'm covering all of the dies, and then I can see that line from this side. Make it level. Make sure you're covering all your dies. Close that up, and then we'll go through again. Don't move. This is awkward because I'm going backwards here for me. Okay. There we go. All right. So when we take this out again, you're going to have this piece that's got the holes in it. And then you're going to have these 3 sand dollars that you can then use on a project. So they are embossed and die cut, these 3. Can you see that? And then you still have this piece, which I haven't quite figured out what to use this piece for, but I thought even if I cut this off, these could be strips that I use on another card. They just have some great like sandy texture to them. So they're fun. I haven't figured that out yet. We're going to hang on to those. Okay, so then last, let me get this out of the way for a second. Last, you can put some color into these sand dollars. So what you'll do is you'll remove your die. This is the side that you want to add color to because this cut side is raised. So this is the side that's going to push down and push your paper into these images here. So when you're adding color, you want to add it to the front of your piece, which are these images here. So what I did for my cards is I used a sponge dauber. I'm using basic beige paper. So I'm going to use basic beige ink, one of the new colors. This is a new core color. So I'm just going to take my sponge dauber, pick up some ink, and then I'm going to go right into these images here on my embossing folder. So I'm going to put color right in the middle and a little bit on the outside, right in the middle. And then just depending on how dark you want it to be and where you want the color to be, you can kind of layer up the color. So I'm going to put some extra color so you can see. Okay, then we will get this out of the way. We will get the dies back in here. Just be careful not to get ink all over your fingers. Okay, then it's going to be in there so it won't move around. Put our card stack back in. Oh, I moved it. Close it up. And I'm going to bring our, oh wait, I think I moved it. 1 second. All right, that looks right. Okay. And we're going to bring our embossing machine back in. And go back through again. This is not nearly as hard when I'm doing it on the other table. Okay. Okay. Then when we take these out, this is what they're going to look like. We're going to have sand dollars that now have color to them. Can you see that? So they're embossed and they have some color in them. And depending on how dark you make them look, these guys look like they might almost be dead. Sand dollars are very dark when they're actually alive, but you could add a lot of color to those if you wanted to. I love this because it's got that mottled feeling to it. Really, really pretty. Okay, so that's how that works. Now to clean this, you can just wipe this with your chamois or you can just run it under water in the sink. Simple, simple cleanup. Okay, so let's get all of this out of the way. And let's work on putting this card together. Okay, so what I used for this card is I've got a card base that is, oh, let's move back down. Hey, Lorraine. All right, that's better. Okay, so we've got a card base that is 8.5 by 5.5, and I have scored it in half at 4.25. And I'm going to do this card in landscape. So I'm going to just use my bone folder, maybe, to just burnish that fold. And we're going to work on it in this fashion. So I'm using a piece of this Country Woods paper. I don't know if you guys have seen this paper, but if not, I want to just take a second to show this to you because it's absolutely incredible. My favorite paper in the entire catalog. Okay, so it comes with 12 double-sided pieces, and it's 6 patterns. So I'm going to show you the B sides first, because once you see the A sides, you think you won't be as excited about the B sides, but the B sides are just as beautiful. So I'm showing those first. So there's this one that is so pretty, just a nice worn piece of wood. I think this is basic gray. The colors in here are a lot of very basic neutral colors, and then some little splashes of pool party, petal pink, actually some wild wheat in here. This one, this has a little bit of the wild wheat in it. Love this. This is like a worn painted piece. And then we've got this one. This is a nice worn, looks like a very well worn front porch. This one, which is a nice simple grain. Then this really dark one. People that are into this dark wood, this is going to be beautiful with pink or turquoise. And then you've got this dark, I think this is Night of, or it might be Misty Moonlight. Misty Moonlight painted board that's aged. Okay, so then the other sides, wait till you see these. Look at this one. I love this. I want my porch to look just like that. I love that. Then you've got this one that's just a nice neutral wood grain. This is my absolute favorite in the whole pack. I love this turquoise. This is a pool party, and I think this is crumb cake in the background, maybe some early espresso. Then you've got this one. This is such a surprise color here, this petal pink. Beautiful with this gray. And you've got this one that I also love, nice worn wood. And this one has the wild wheat in it. You can see the wild wheat, kind of a gold color to it. So these are just beautiful. Okay, so I just think this whole pack reminds me of the beach. So I love it. So this is the piece I chose to use tonight, this turquoise, because it's my favorite, and I have to buy more because I'm already have used up one of these. So I only have one more. I can see myself hoarding this pack of paper. All right, so we're going to just put this on the front of our card. Like so. And then, oh, I forgot to stamp. So I want to stamp my sentiment. And I was going to stamp my sentiment in crumb cake up in the top here. Let me see. I think I used your friendship is the best gift. Let's grab that out. I decided to use crumb cake for my ink color because the basic beige on the basic beige was a little bit too light for me. So I think I would like that as maybe some background stamping. But for the sentiment, I wanted to go a little bit darker. So we've got the crumb cake here. There we go. The font in this set is very pretty too. Okay, now we're going to just build our scene. So we've got one of these large sand dollars that I put on here. And then I've got this little sand dollar, I'm calling them sand dollar skeletons. I don't know what they are, to be perfectly honest. Okay, decorative piece. And then I think, did I use the little, I think I used the small one here. And then I used the little sea star. These are those little white finger sea stars that you can find in probably every craft store you ever have been in. And then I changed up the color of the seaweed here because I thought that pecan pie was a little dark. So we're going with the crumb cake to keep it kind of neutral. And we're going to just do that. Okay, so I'm going to glue down my sea star first, or my sand dollar first. Oy, between sand dollars and sea stars. I keep them straight here. Okay. Then I just added this on top and I just glued this as well. And really, you just need some glue in the middle here. Don't go crazy because it's very, very thin and you don't want your glue to go everywhere. And we're just going to add that. Just needs to glue down a little bit. You're going to cover it up. Then I'm going to get my seaweed in here. No hoarding. No hoarding paper. Honestly, I think this pack, I don't know how they're going to keep it in stock. It's going to be like that other paper in the fall. It's so pretty. And I could just see myself using with everything. Okay, and then I think I popped this up. So I want this to be glued down underneath here. This way. Then I'm going to use a dimensional on my little sand dollar. So that's some popped up here. Because I didn't pop up the sentiment, so I feel like something needs to pop up. We're going to make this sand dollar a little bit raised. And then on the original card, I stamped him with basic beige, but I think I just like him plain. I'm going to make him plain for this one. And then I will make a post later and you guys can decide which one you like better. So cute. Okay, so then I'm going to just add some bling. I realized that the bling that I used here are retired. So I went back through my stash and pulled out the 2024-2026 in color shimmer gems. These things are so pretty. They have like a frosted feeling to them. And so that makes this blue, which is actually that summer splash, it really coordinates well with the pool party. It's going to coordinate with any of the turquoise family colors that we have. So I'm going to put one up here and then one down here and then little one over here. So I want my, oh, maybe over here. Put them on the beige so that it shows up. I want the gems to kind of bring your eye around the card. So there we go. That is my my card for tonight. But I want to show you because I love this set so much. I'm sure you'll be seeing it again. I wanted to show you some others that I created as well. So the first one that I've got for you is combining it with another set that's in the annual catalog. This set was carried over from last year's annual catalog, and it's the sea turtle set, this one here. And so you've got these sea turtle images. These are double-sided images. They have one side of the stamp does the detail here, and the other side of the stamp, you flip it over, will color in the body of the turtle. And all of these stamps work the same way. You've got the detail and then the color fill in for all of these. And this one has got this image of a common sea star here, which is also very pretty. Okay, so this is the card I made with combining those. What I did here was used that embossed background. I just spruced it up a little bit by using a blending brush with some Pool Party ink. I don't know if you can see the insides or the middle of these sand dollars are a little bit darker. And so I just added some color with a blending brush, put my turtles on there, put my little sentiment on there. This ribbon is actually a piece of 1/4-inch piece of cardstock that I folded in half and I angled the ends because I don't think I have any well, I probably do have pool party ribbon. Maybe I didn't look hard enough. Actually, I think this is Lost Lagoon. So it's a Lost Lagoon card base and pool party card mat there that I embossed. And then some little iridescent pearls for the accents. I love pearls with anything sea. I like pearls as an accent. Okay, so this next one, again, was created with, this one was with a pool party base. And what I did here, instead of embossing this background, I used that image in the stamp set that makes these rocks. And I stamped those on either edge here. And then I used the little dots in the pool party to kind of, I don't know if you can really see those in here. And then I added my sand dollars that I added some color to in the embossing folder. Finished it off with some jute. Actually, what was this? What is that called? Oh, baker's twine. And then the sentiment in pool party. Okay, so there's that one. And then this one I did with a basic white background. And this one, I took the basic white background. I did a mat here of designer series paper. You could certainly use the Country Woods paper in one of those light wood grains. But this particular piece came from another beautiful pack of paper, which is called Country Lace, I think. And then I did some blending with Pool Party ink behind my sand dollars. These sand dollars were cut out of vellum. You can use your vellum in that hybrid embossing folder, and you will get these little vellum sand dollars that have a little bit of texture to them. They're super cool in vellum. So I layered those up and then stamped my sea star, and then I used some of the flat iridescent pearls on this card. This is the first time really that I've used these flat pearls, and they are really, really pretty. Okay, so there's that one. And my last one I think is my favorite. Is this one. And again with a basic white card base. And then I took a piece of that Country Woods paper, 5.5 by 4.25. No, 5.25 by 4. And then I cut out, to make it look like a frame, I cut this middle piece out with the deckled rectangle dies. And then I layered up my sand dollars and my seaweed and my little sea star. Okay, full disclosure, let me show you where I got these other little pieces from. But don't be afraid to make your sand dollars a different color. So look how beautiful they are in the pool party. Love them. Okay, let me show you. Because I am a huge collector of all stamp sets C, C related, I had this old, this is very old. This is probably 3 or 4 years old. It's called Sea of Textures. And you can see why I loved it, because look at this guy. It's like, I think, the best octopus stamp that they've had so far. I love him. But this set coordinated with these dies, the Under the Sea dies, and it's got this net. So that's where that image, this piece came from, is this net here. I have no idea whether you can still get these dies, but that's where that came from. And then this seaweed image, if you've got this Sailing Home set, which was really popular, this seaweed is in this set of dies. This is the smooth sailing dies. This, I think, is the best, one of the best seaweed dies that they have had. So that's where that seaweed came from. Okay, just so you know. But let me show you too. So in the 2022 to 2023 catalog, there was this set called Friends Are Like Seashells. I know a bunch of you have this one because this was a very popular set. This also had a hybrid embossing folder that made these seashells. So they cut this, it also has this die, that cut the seashells out, just like it cuts out the sand dollars. So in this set, you would have these seashells that are going to be gorgeous with this. So if you have this set, get your seashells out because this is going to be so pretty. Look at how pretty this is going to be. Got all these gorgeous seashells that will have this same texture and coordinate with this set. It also has some other seaweed that will be just as pretty. So that gives you a few options. And then there's this one that was in the last year's catalog, Seaside Bay. This is going to give you some great images to coordinate with your sand dollars as well. These little birds, be walking along the beach. Look at this crab, is going to be so cute. And then this also had some dies. This has got some seaweed as well. You're going to have this one that's a little shell that closes, a three-dimensional little shell that will work with him. The birds, the crab, and then this piece that creates like a sea, like a shore. I don't know what I'm trying to say there. Like the sand. But go back and look and see what you've got, because if you are like me, you might have some other seaside stamp sets or dies that you can use to coordinate with this and make it go even further to give yourself some other looks here for your cards. Okay, so that's it for me tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed watching that. Hey, Carol. Hi, Jan. Thanks for tuning in. And okay, let me see if I can remember how to get out of here. Here we go. There we go. Okay, so that's it for me tonight. Yeah, so if you have not received a catalog and you would like to get a catalog, certainly message me. Happy to send you a catalog. Happy to help you navigate the catalog if you are having any trouble with that or finding things, not finding things. I'm happy to help. Always happy to help you make cards and share cards. Okay? So you guys have a great night. Hey, Maria, nice to see you. Thanks for popping in. Um, okay, so that's it for me tonight. I think that's all I wanted to say. I don't know. I'll remember what else I wanted to say, and I'll have to put it in my put it on my page. Anyways, you guys have a good night. Have a great weekend, and stay crafty, my friends.